Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show you a game between Keres and Blumenoff. This game was played in Tallinn in 1938. Tallinn is the capital city of Estonia. Keres had white pieces and he started with e4. Blumenoff played c5, Sicilian defense, knight to f3, d6, d4, c takes on d4, knight takes on d4, knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4. White to move. Knight to c3 is by far the most played move in this position. But Keres played f3. Very interesting move. e5, attacking the knight. Bishop to b5 check. Bishop to d7. Bishop takes bishop check. Queen takes bishop. White to move. What is the best move? What is the best square for the knight? Keres played knight to f5, eyeing the pawn on g7. d5. g6 was possible. Then knight to e3, and after bishop to g7, knight to c3. And not everybody likes to play this position as black because of the pawn on d6. So Blumenoff played d5, getting rid of the backward pawn. Bishop to g5. Obviously, pawn takes pawn is out of question. Bishop to g5. D takes on e4. Bishop takes knight, doubling the pawns, so the pawn can't attack the knight anymore. Well, if queen takes on d1, king takes queen, pawn takes bishop, pawn takes pawn, white stands better. We have g takes on f6, queen takes queen, knight takes queen, pawn takes pawn, rook to c8, threatening rook takes pawn on c2, knight to c3, bishop to b4. The threat is obvious. White to move. Let's call this the critical position of the game. What would you do? Please pause the video and find the best move for white. What did you find? Keres played the best move, castling queenside. Bishop takes on c3, white to move. How would you continue now? Did you notice that after this capture, black dark square bishop is no longer defending d6 square? So Keres played knight to d6 check. That is why Keres castled queenside. He allowed bishop takes on c3. King to e7. Knight takes rook check. Rook takes knight. Pawn takes bishop. Rook takes pawn. For a rook, black has a knight and a pawn. Not enough. We have reached a very interesting endgame. Now Keres has a task to prove that two rooks are better than a rook and a knight. Rook to d3, the best move again. Rook to c4, obviously if rook takes rook, pawn takes rook, and white would win easily. Black knight would not be a match for the rook. So we have rook to c4, rook to e1, the knight to c5, attacking the rook, and the pawn on e4. Now, just to clarify, two rooks against the rook and the knight is not a guaranteed victory. Many times in time trouble, player with rooks can get forked. Ever happened to you? Okay, white to move. Again, the best move by Keres. Rook to h3. Attacking the pawn. But now, Leo Blumenoff played the best move. The best move is b5. Well, after knight takes on e4, rook takes on h7. But after b5, would you capture the pawn on h7 with rook or not? Would you? If rook takes, then black would win because of the fork. Check, and after king to d2, knight takes rook, king takes knight, rook takes on c2, and black is winning now. So after b5, Keres played the best move. Rook from e to e3. If knight to d3 check, rook takes knight. b4. Rook takes on h7. Knight takes on e4. Rook to h4. Defending the knight. Rook to h6. Intending to switch to the queen side. a5. f6 doesn't work because rook to h7 check, and after king to e6, rook takes pawn. So we have a5, rook to a6, rook to c5, white to move. How would you continue? I guess h4 comes to mind. Do you agree? But there is even better move, and that is g4. If pawn takes pawn, rook takes knight. Knight to c3, threatening knight takes pawn on a2. How would you defend the pawn? You can't go to b1, so what would you do? Would you play king to b2? If king to b2, then black is winning. Check, winning the rook. So Keres must give up the pawn. He captured the pawn on f5. e4. If knight takes on a2, king to b2, knight to c3, f6, king to d7, rook to h3, winning for white. e4, f6, king to d7, rook to h3, rook to d5. What is the reason behind this move? Let's play a random move here. If, for example, rook to h7, then rook to d1 check, and after king to b2, bye-bye Keres. Checkmate. So that was the idea behind the move. How to continue then? Keres played king to b2. Knight to a4 check. We have reached another critical position of the game. Which way white king should go? Beware of the forks. So the choice is king to b1, king to c1, and king to b3. Please pause the video and find the best square for the king. What is the best square? If king goes to b1, then Rook to d1, checkmate. This is the worst choice. You have two choices now. King to b3, and king to c1. If king to c1, then knight to c3 would lead to a draw. So the only way to win is to walk into a fork. Unbelievable. Knight to c5 check, forking the king and the rook. But white king has a target on d5. Rook to f5. Obviously, knight takes rook is losing because of king takes rook on d5. So we have rook to f5. White played a move and black resigned. The move is rook takes on a5. Black resigned. Let's play a few more moves here. King to d6, defending the knight. King takes on b4. Rook to e5 is a sensible move. Rook to e3. Black pieces are stuck. If now, rook to d5, h4. Perhaps rook to e5. King to c4. If now rook goes to d5, then rook takes on e4. And after knight takes on e4, rook takes on d5, winning for white. Perhaps rook should not move. If knight goes somewhere, then rook takes on e5, and after king takes rook, a4. And I guess we can stop here. What a battle. What do you think of this epic endgame battle? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess and bye for now.